Welcome back. Hour 3, Sam here, AM 1070, The Answer. As I was going to the break, I said we're the only show in America that has a psychotherapist visit us weekly to talk about the presidential campaign and analyze the candidates. Jill Payne comes up via Skype. Look at her. Author. Look at she's got it. MA, BA, BCPS, LPC-C. I don't know. There's a lot of initials, but she's great, and she's a wonderful friend of our program. Hi, Dr. Jill.
Hey, Sam. I first want to congratulate you on your nomination for the radio.
For the Radio Hall of Fame thing?
Yes.
You're sweet.
And you're prettier than she is.
You know what? It's an honor to be nominated, but I keep saying I'm like she's saying like she's referencing Susan Lucci. This is the third year in a row I've been nominated for the Texas Radio Hall of Fame, and Susan Lucci was nominated I think 19 times before winning an Emmy. But whatever, it is. But I won't win because I'm too young. But it's an honor to be nominated. It's very nice.
Three's a charm, so you may.
You know what? Whatever you say.
Right.
But you're a psychotherapist. I manage my expectations, and you know me. We've met. You set your goals, set goals you can reach, set goals you can achieve. If you're at 80% there, embrace it.
Enjoy where you're at.
Exactly. And I would love to be in the Hall of Fame, but I'm too young, and I'm working. And a lot of the people who go in their 70s, and they've been out of radio, and God bless them. They've, you know what I'm saying? It's like the NFL Hall of Fame. They don't. Young guys don't get in. Anyway. What do I talk about? Because as a psychotherapist, you're watching the election. Jill, what are we chatting?
Well, I thought of this because I was listening to your wonderful show on, I think it was Monday, and you had a reporter say that the media tends to brainwash the people, and he's a reporter. So I thought that would be something good to talk about. And in psychology, the first thing we need to do with clients is have them increase their awareness if there is a problem, and then increase their awareness of what is causing that problem. So I thought we would talk about this model that these two men came up with, and it's called the propaganda model. They thought about it, they devised it in the 1980s, and one of the men is a cognitive scientist, so he studies the brain, he knows how we think, and he came up with that there were 5 elements in the media that we need to look for as the people out there that tend to filter the facts and the news. So one is ownership. So when you're listening to a station, you want to know who owns that station, because this causes biases.
Yeah, like PBS is extremely biased, left-wing, anti-Israel, anti-everything. Right, so know who you're listening to.
Know who you're listening to.
I like that.
Right, and look at the advertisements, because that is who is funding the program. And without the funding, you're not going to have a program. Therefore, that is also causing a filter. And then the third most important, he has 5, but these are the 3 that he says are the most important. Where is the source coming from? You already talked about the censorship that our Attorney General did. So source would be her. So you need to think about where is that source coming from getting to the media. That was a perfect example of that. Then there's flack, where commentators will say negative comments. Then there's the fear ideology. But the main ones are the first 3. And I thought that was interesting. I wanted to talk about one more thing because Katie Couric did it, and it's called deceptive editing. And she finally admitted that she did it, and it was with the gun group in Virginia. She edited it, and it wasn't just auditory, it was also visual. So if you look at that video, it was very powerful because she not only had them wait 10 seconds before they commented, which it really only took them 1 second. She had them look around at each other, like questioning.
Right.
So that there is propaganda.
Damn, you're good. Jill Payne, our psych. See, this is why we have a psychotherapist on the show.
Did you like that?
I love it.
Okay. Well, let me end with something.
Go ahead.
Thomas Jefferson, who was our 3rd president, I love him because I'm from Virginia, and he said that the advertisements are the most truthful part of the newspaper.
Dude, and that was in the 1700s. That was many, many moons ago. All right, let's take a step back. Jill Payne, our psychotherapist on the show, breaking down the elections and everything about propaganda and the extreme left-wing hate bias that controls pretty much all the news, ABC, NBC, CBS, MSNBC, PBS, whatever. You brought up great things. You want to know who owns the joint. You want to know where the info's coming from, blah, 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 blah. But people have their heads so far up their tuchus They're worried about their jobs. They're worried about Muslim terrorism. They're worried about the economy. They're worried about all these things. They don't have time, Jill. And that's where the CBS News or the corrupt media has an edge. People don't have time. They're so wrapped up in just keeping their head above water. I just looked at another survey. I think a third of Americans don't have any emergency funds. So should something go wrong, emergency, disaster, job loss, they're so consumed with all these things, they don't have time to read and find out. And that's the battle we face every day, the uphill battle we face as conservatives in the media. You know, Americans are just too worried to learn.
And we're too busy.
You ever think about it? Do you, when you have patients come visit you, when they're worried and they have agita, Italian for upset stomach, you get tunnel vision.
Right.
And you can't observe, and you don't have time to look into things that may interest you.
It's because you're overwhelmed.
Yeah,
so
that's the word I was looking for.
Right. So you need to eliminate. You did great.
See, you know why I can't get in the Texas Radio Hall of Fame? Because I can't think of words like overwhelmed.
you were saying it. I just said the word.
They're like, I can't think of the word. Keep them out of the Hall of Fame. No. And it's about getting that calm. It's about finding time to just reflect and learn. Maybe 10 minutes. Get off your smartphone. Get off of Facebook and Instagram and on Twitter, and learn and read and read and learn.
Right.
It's a great combo. That's all. Look at all the letters you have after your name. How many years in school did you spend? About a week and a half to get all those letters?
About maybe 2 weeks. It's 2 weeks.
I love
hard week.
No, what I'm saying is you're part of that the association. It was a psychotherapy association, and you're a counselor and all this stuff, and you talk to people. And
I've had years of experience, so I think experience is even more important than education.
Exactly. Street smarts over book smarts.
Yes,
but
exactly.
We have to get Americans to take a break, to stop and continue to learn in your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. Right. Learn about where the news is coming from, the corruption. Like George Stephanopoulos, ABC News. That he is worthless. He worked for Clinton in the White House picking up the panties and the G-strings. Right. He funneled money to Hillary, yet he's the face of ABC News? If you didn't know that, you would think he's a legitimate news guy. He's not. He's part of the corrupt media. Yes, real quick.
May I say one thing?
Real quick,
because people have perceptions, as we've talked about before. So they perceive, being in America, that we have news that is just factual and what we hear is real. Whereas if you go to Russia, you go to North Korea, they're more censored. And here you had our Attorney General that calmly, she was on Meet the Press. I watched her talk.
Yes.
She calmly was going to omit the part that the terrorist basically said he was a terrorist. And so if I tell you I am a psychotherapist, I'm hoping you're going to believe me I'm a psychotherapist. So when someone says they are this person, then therefore they believe they're this person. And remember, so not to question that.
And remember this: the censorship of the news, the lies, the filthy, dirty, godless lies,
right?
Like the censorship of the Muslim terrorists. Go back to Benghazi. Susan Rice went on, I think, 5 or 6 Sunday morning shows in the same day and said the reason the terrorists slaughtered the innocent at Benghazi was over a video. They knew that was a lie, and the media never held her accountable. And she's still working for the Obama extremist regime right now. All right, let me wrap it up. Jill Payne, our psychotherapist in-house.
So just be aware of what you're listening to. That's all.
Roger that. Good to see you. Look, you do a great job on Skype. Thanks for being on our show.
And good luck. You're going to do it.
I'm not going to do it.
Three's a charm.
It's not a charm.
It's not? Okay.
Listen, I'll take you to lunch if I get in the Hall of Fame. Okay? It's like, that's a big prize.
That's great.
Jill Payne, thanks for being on the show. Have a wonderful day.
Okay, you too, Sam. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Back in a second, AM 1070, The Answer.